Welcome to the Talk Shop.
Yo,
Yo, my man.
what's going
We're
on?
back.
Yes, we are
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
schedule,
man.
but we moved. We didn't want to disrupt the streak, so
I know it's been a good
decided.
streak.
Yeah, just I felt some type of way. Thank you for accommodating. By the way, I appreciate it.
No, it's all good.
Um,
It's all good.
so yeah, we're recording on an odd day for us, but we're getting it out. So
Still the most consistent podcast out there, yo.
exactly. 54 episodes and counting. But yeah,
Exactly.
man,
Exactly.
how have you been? How's your weekend? How's your week so far?
Uh, weekend has been good. Weekend has been good. You know, nothing crazy. Just the same thing in this pandemic weekend. Only thing is that we got this Sorry, hold on. Is there something like?
It's like
Oh,
moving a little bit. Yeah. It's like the green screen effect. I don't know what it is. Were you afraid something
yo.
was moving behind you? Is there like a piece of paper or something over there?
I don't know. Like it's I think it's just the effect because it's like it's PJ's toys over there.
Yeah. It's the same thing as the
Yo.
drink, as your drink. Were you
Yeah.
freaking out?
Yeah, I was freaked for those like listening and like not watching, it looks like there's like a spirit behind me just shaking its hand or something.
Yep.
But it's just like a camera effect. I'm
I
I'm
don't.
gonna sit in front of it so I don't see it. That's distracting as hell.
I don't
Oh,
blame you. I don't blame you, man. I can't imagine. You freaked the fuck out. You're like, what the hell is that?
yeah, I was legit concerned, man.
I don't blame you,
But
man.
well, yeah, now the weekend's been cool. We ordered an ottoman and that came, and
Nice.
it's interesting because like it's one of those like storage ones you can lift and put stuff in. So we put all PJ's toys in it, but he's realized that he can climb into it. So so
Mm,
he's really having fun with that, and yeah, that's
nice,
you know
nice.
yeah.
Kaima is really doing very well in daycare. Like
Mm,
it's been amazing. I mean, obviously we do things at a certain time and when it's right for you, but in all honesty, like I wish we found this whole daycare thing earlier because she's like adapted to, well, no more crying,
hmm
nothing, excited to go. When she sees the teacher, she's like going to them and smiling,
hmm
and she comes home and she's babbling more and she's active more, and then like say oh when she drops something, or like
hmm
little
hmm
things. You can tell she's picking up proper things. She's eating properly now. She's
hmm
trying to feed herself. you know Before she would just put whole morsels of food in her mouth. Now
hmm
she's like cutting it up in pieces and putting it bit by bit, which I'm certain it's something she's seen or learned in class. So
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing to watch. It's just little
It's
things.
crazy, yeah. My mom, she was in early childcare, that's what they call it, I guess in Europe.
Hmm.
So she ran an organization that had a bunch of these. So I always run
Hmm.
things by her. I'm like, he's doing this. She goes, oh yeah. This is the right time. They're probably teaching him X, Y, Z or whatever. But
Yeah.
for us, when he first went to daycare, he started eating like exactly what you're talking about. Like he
Hmm.
was doing that. But now he does this thing, well, in the last couple of months where he eats, but he eats better, at least from what I understand, in daycare. My mom was like, that's what's going
Mm.
to happen because they eat in groups. So it's
Yeah.
like they're hanging out and they're all
Yep.
having fun. All the kids doing the same
Yep.
thing. So
Yep.
he'll eat, like he'll finish his food because everyone's eating. But at
Mm.
home, he's more like, come on, guys. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Participate with me or something. It's like their own version of social drinking or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
you go out with your guys and you drink more, but at home you don't drink anything.
That's a
So
great analogy, actually. It's exactly like
yeah,
that. Because
yeah, it's
we're not his
interesting.
homies, you know what I mean? So even if we're eating, he's like, listen, like I
Exactly,
want to eat with my homies.
exactly. That's good. That's good. I can't wait for her to actually start, you know, communicating better. She's getting better in
Mm,
general. I'm like it's much better. You can tell when she's mad, although she's beginning to throw herself on the floor, which is not cool.
Is she arching her back and stuff if she's pissed off?
She's everything, everything. Also, she's wanting to be carried a lot more, which I don't know why. So it's a little bit much, but it's okay. I mean, we spend before whereas I used to spend the whole day with her. Now I'm spending like 1 hour in the morning and a few hours in the evening because of daycare. So we got to make the most of it anyways. So
that's true. That's true.
But yeah, man. Other than that, it's been okay time. Just observing what's going on in the world.
Yeah, it's
random things.
This has been an entertaining week. I want to say, like, you get those weeks where it's like, everything's the same, whatever, and then this week is just like, the fuck.
Yep.
So
a whole bunch of things, like random things like that. Like, how the hell? I really want to know what do you call them? The captain of that ship, this in Suez Canal, did, or what they were drinking, or because like moving a vehicle that big is not just like driving a tugboat. It's an undertaking. I would imagine it's even more complicated, or it needs more coordination than flights. Although when you think about air traffic, it's actually pretty complicated. But to move through such a man-made canal that's pretty narrow for the size of that freighter, because I didn't realize how big it was.
It's huge, like 220,000 tons.
Like, how do you get your nose in there? Like, what was he doing? Why do you think you need to turn that hard? I don't think ships like move willy-nilly if you turn the wheel that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, what caused everything? It's very baffling to me.
Seriously.
And then it took so many days to get out. Like, I just think of, like, first of all, the comedy of it. Secondly, the money being lost, because I don't know what kind of freight is on that ship, and then what kind of freight is out in the sea waiting to get in. If it's perishable stuff, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
I heard that there was someone that said like extreme wind, and I was like, hold on, we're talking about like this behemoth of a thing. Like, what are we talking about? Hurricanes? Like, what? Superman like blew the thing? Like, what are we talking about here? I don't.
I mean, well, for you to
it's
get
like the human
that
error,
close, where it's definitely human error. It's for you to be that close, where I don't know what it's called, like the ball something, something
the
bow. Yeah,
the bulbous bow. I think they called it
bulbous bow. Yeah, exactly. For that to get stuck in the sand, you must have been going in that direction with force for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just a slight, wind pushed it, here and there. You should be in the middle of the canal, first of all, moving pretty cool. Unless, well, I guess you probably might not be, because if traffic goes both ways in the canal, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe they wouldn't be in smack in the middle. So I guess, but still, man.
It seems like the original excuse that was given, I'm reading it now, is that winds in a sandstorm pushed the ship sideways, and the containers may have acted as a sail. But then the Suez Canal Authority guys were like, no, that weather conditions were not, that it was either technical or human reasons. Yep. So, I mean, someone's got fired. I'm convinced of that, because I was reading that this thing cost the world 14 to 18 million dollars a day or something, or an hour. I don't know which one. I'm guessing a day. But that's wild.
It's crazy. So I mean, for that kind of thing to happen, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, it probably is the first time something like that's happening. I mean, at least making the news, but of that size to block the whole canal, that's incredible. Something crazy must have happened. I don't know. There must be something else to it, because that's crazy.
It really is wild. It really is wild. There's an alternate route that some ships apparently had to take, but it's gonna add like weeks to shipping schedules and all that. And they were scared of, I guess, Somali pirates as a result of that route. But the memes of this were hilarious.
Hilarious. See, but the thing is, I'm actually trying to look at it now to see what the canal looks like. And I mean, there's two outlets to it, but then there's definitely other ways to get in. I'm wondering what part it got stuck in. Is it between Egypt in the Red Sea part or in the Mediterranean Sea part? That
I
like coming
I,
from or going to?
I have a feeling
That,
it's more the Red Sea part, but I'm not going to pretend to know anything about uh, Egyptian geography.
yeah.
The canal is a 120-mile long shipping link between the Mediterranean and the Red Seas. Okay, so half right.
Yeah, it's in between, but I don't know what side. Like, I don't know if it got stuck in like Egypt or stuck in like
Oh,
wherever
it was
else.
definitely Egypt. I'm looking at the map of it now. It's definitely the Egypt side,
Yeah.
which is just insane, insane. I was joking with Mohammed. My For those who don't know, my one of my good for the Egyptian best man at my wedding, and we were like, bro, you people need to get your act right. What is your country doing? Like Riche ordered a Man United jersey that hasn't arrived for weeks. We were joking that like it's probably
That
on
is
the
stuck
ship.
there. Oh, that's
Oh
crazy.
man! And
That's
once they
crazy.
released the ship, Egypt won their game, and Pyramid Pirlo El Neni scored a howitzer. So we're like, the curse has been broken, whatever curse it was.
Pyramid parallel. That gets me every time I hear it.
I love
Like
those
all
type of
these,
nicknames, like Favela
dude.
Neymar or something. No,
Those
like,
those 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 things are very like racist, if you ask me.
oh, they
That's
are.
that's that's legit racist.
They are. They called Bolasi Favela Neymar or something like that. Or like I can't remember. Anyway, I'm getting it wrong, but you get the idea. Like
Yeah.
it's so funny, these things.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
But yeah,
man.
that was just one of the things that, wow, this thing is as big as the US Capitol, like lengthwise
Yeah,
from
it's a skyscraper size.
yeah, like from Independence Avenue all the way to Constitution Avenue, like that long across the National Mall. Wow. Huge.
I mean, I know this is a commercial, ship. Like, man, that thing's
Yeah.
still doing this. Let me stand over here. I know it's like a commercial, like tanker or whatever. But
Hmm.
personally, like, I know you don't like flying, but I have a
Hmm.
real problem, like, with the idea of being on ships. Like, I don't know.
Hmm.
I've never been on one. Like, I've been on like boats, you know what I mean? But I've never been on a
Hmm.
ship, like either a cruise ship or one of these nonsense. Like, personally, the idea of being surrounded by all that water
Sucks. I know.
on something
I
that
know.
big. Like, I watched
Yep.
Titanic when I was young. I'm maybe too young.
Yep.
So like I,
Yep.
I I don't know. It freaks me the hell out, man.
I feel you. Actually, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I've been on, I wouldn't call it a cruise ship because it wasn't as big as proper cruise ships, but it
Mhm.
was what we use to go um, from what's the party islands in Greece?
Like
Mykonos,
Mykonos.
Mykonos and Santorini. We used it from Santorini to Mykonos or from one of those islands to mainland Greece
It was like a
before we
ferry
were
or something.
leaving. It was like a ferry, but it was bigger, like because it was well. Then again, I don't know how big ferries should be or whatever, but it felt like I was on a cruise ship because it was like it had all the lounges and it had several floors and
Hmm.
everything.
Hmm.
So I'm okay with water. I mean, I know if we capsize somewhere in the middle of the ocean, I'm probably not gonna be able to swim as long as I need to, but I still feel like I can swim. So
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. You
See,
know.
see, that's the thing. Like swimming is fine, but like
Mhm.
my thing is like if I know, for instance, I was very willing when we're planning our Morocco trip in 2019 or whenever that was 2018. Part of what I was thinking of doing was going from what's up there? I think Granada to Tangier in Morocco. Like
Mhm.
there's literally like a ferry that you can take. I'm fine with
Mhm.
that because I know the distance is not that bad. People swim from point A to point B migrants, but I didn't want to go there. But also like when I know there's land here and I can see the land because you can see it,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I'm very comfortable with that. But
Yep.
just knowing that it's all water and
Mhm.
potentially sharks and like you
Yep.
know, I don't know what else could be in there. Nah,
there's no
fam.
bottom. You're not tall enough to like put your legs on the floor if you need to.
Yeah,
It's
nah, fam.
crazy. Honestly, you're right, because I remember when me and Amaka went to St. Martin after I proposed for vacation, and we did jet skis. And for some reason, our jet ski instructor didn't keep us near the coast. We literally went out into the ocean, and Amaka was the one driving. And I was freaking the hell out because first of all, one thing is Amaka can't swim. So between two of us, I'm the swimmer. So if something happens, I'm the one saving her, not the other way around. And I was like,
you're the one saving the person who's piloting the jet ski. It's so funny.
And she's an aggressive driver. Like when I say she enjoyed jet skis so much, she didn't really care. She was just doing her thing. I was freaking out behind her. I'm like, dude, we're bouncing a little bit too much. We're out in the ocean. I can't see fucking land. I can't see our instructor. Where the fuck are you going? Like, chill out. And she was just there, like speeding. I'm like, dude, you're killing me here.
Oh man, it's too funny.
But yeah, man, that's my story of water. But honestly, now I'm so much better flying. Like sometimes I amaze myself. Like the last time I was on the flight going back to New York, like a couple weeks ago, the turbulence was terrible. Like terrible landing. And normally that's when I'll be freaking out. Like I'll be like freaking out, looking for Amaka to hold her, whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. If something happens, something happens. But like, you know, I wasn't freaking out like I normally would have. So I'm getting much better, maybe because I'm flying a lot more. But yeah, it's good. You know, you get over your fears, whatever it is. You get over it.
Proud of you, man. Proud of you.
Honestly, my mom and my siblings can tell you stories. There was a Christmas, don't know what it was, but I think I was the year before I proposed to Amaka. So it's not that far behind. Like it's not that far away. We've had to fly from Abuja to Enugu to see my grandfather. I told my mom I don't want to fly, but she bought tickets. She's like, I can't waste time. We have to fly. I literally cried on the flights from Abuja to Enugu. I was the only grown man there. My siblings are there laughing at me. And this is not a joke. This is legit. You can ask my mom, you can ask my dad, anybody. Wow. I was legit crying throughout. So, but then again, to me, it was because I was in Nigeria, flying Nigeria.
That's the thing. Flying Nigeria freaks me out too.
I was like, fuck this. But then again, when we went back this last time we went back for the weddings and I flew, I mean, it wasn't that. I mean, I was comfortable. But then again, was it because I was with Amaka and my family and I felt comfortable?
Maybe.
Probably. You know? So, anyways, it's
the thing is, as comfortable as I am with flying, I always have second thoughts when I'm in Nigeria. I'm flying. Yeah. Like it always bugs me because like for us, right, we go to the east all the time. So it's not like I can just do a flight that goes direct to Lagos and I know I'm good, you know, or like ABJ and I'm good. It's like I have another leg to go here. And that's what freaks me. Because with Lufthansa, they fly to Port Harcourt. So I feel comfortable with that. Like it goes Abuja, stops there. Then some people who want to go on to Port Harcourt, you go on to Port Harcourt. Yeah. But for example, my dad is in Nigeria now. He went back 2 days ago, and he had to do because Lufthansa was being a bitch about like flights and stuff. So he had to do Ethiopian Airlines to Abuja and then take Air Peace from ABJ to Owerri. And I was like, I was waiting for that text from him, like, "Yo, I'm in Owerri safe," because bro, it bugs me. Like it just local flights in Nigeria bug me.
It's funny, that was the flight I took, Air Peace, Abuja to Owerri, because we were going to Arundizog in Imo State for Kinwa's wedding and stuff like that. It wasn't bad, honestly, but the airport was shitty. Obviously, it's not an airport. That thing's a shack. You know, so
I'm sure at the time it was better than PH Airport, which was a canopy.
yeah. So, anyways, I've gotten over that, and thankfully, anyways, because I have to. I mean, you know, but in Nigeria, I would think twice before I fly. Generally, I would like to stay where I'm staying from beginning to end when I go to Nigeria. I don't like bouncing around. It's just because we usually have to go see people in the East. But other than that, not doing it. So
that's the thing, because when we go in December, you know, of course, like people are going to be in lag. I want to see people in lag, right? Like ABJ, I want to stop by. So I'm trying to figure out, like, there's a lot of places I need to be, and I'm like, am I going to have to just forget about some places? Like, is ABJ? Am I going to just have to say ABJ? Like, forget it? Like, you know,
you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. I think usually what it is, you pick one of the major cities and then do your other connections, like do your East, do your, you know, whatever you need to do, but one major city and then the rest.
Yeah.
Because this past time we went to Nigeria, we went to Ghana first, and we flew from Ghana to Abuja, then flew from Abuja to Owerri, back to Abuja,
that's
then
a
back
lot.
to Ghana. It was a lot of flying, and like honestly, a lot of traveling we did. So if you're going to do something like that, you have to pick one hub and stay there, because you know then adding Lagos to the trip would have first of all drained me physically, because I don't like that whole thing. And secondly, freaking out would have been too much. And then back then with Kaima,
that's the thing.
It was mad. But we didn't go to East with Kaima though. We didn't go. We went without Kaima. She stayed at home in Abuja.
Okay.
So that was good, because I can't imagine doing a child flying in Nigeria. I can't.
That's actually a good idea. We might have to leave PJ with
leave with somebody.
With my mom and my dad, or
your
something.
mom, exactly.
So my mom was not gonna come with us to Lagos to do what? She's not gonna do that.
Exactly.
Okay,
that's what I would do.
That's a good one. That's a good. I like
what
that.
I would do. But yeah, man. To add to the craziness. So I wanted to talk about this because I know that when we first talked about it, I had a different opinion. Vaccination, right? So now, at least here, vaccinations have opened up to everybody.
Okay.
Well, I'm in Texas right now, so Texas has opened up vaccination to everyone, every age group, whatever. I know New York, and obviously Biden wants everyone in the country to be able to get vaccinated within the next 3 weeks. I think New York too has opened up to 16 and above to get vaccinated across the board, even though I've known people that have done it even beforehand. So there's ways to do it. But so I think I remember when we first talked about it, I was gonna wait to like a year, 6 months, see how it pans out, whatever. But now I'm like, first of all, I'm the only person in this house that hasn't taken it. Amaka's taking it, her parents are taking it. So I'm the only one here.
Which one? Which one have they taken?
Amaka took Pfizer because she took it for at work.
Pfizer's 2 shots, right?
Pfizer's 2 shots. Yeah, everybody took 2 shots. I'm taking 2 shots.
No one's taking Johnson & Johnson. I don't know a single person that's taking that Johnson & Johnson. Like,
I don't even think there's any supplies of Johnson & Johnson right now here. Anyways, they took Moderna. My in-laws took Moderna, 2 shots. So. And then I know Nigeria obviously is AstraZeneca is what's over there. But I'm like, yeah, man, I have to take it because, like, first of all, I don't want a situation where I can't travel because of lack of vaccination.
It's going to be a thing.
It is going to be a thing, and I'm not in the mood to. I like to travel. I like to go to new places, whatever. I'm not in the mood to be stuck or have my plans canceled because of anything. Obviously, I don't have any major plans at the moment, but better safe than sorry. And like you said, eventually there is going to probably be that restriction. I've been even in the news they've been saying something about like getting like a vaccination passport, something crazy like that. But I know people get like the vaccination cards, which you're supposed to carry with you when you're traveling, whatever. So yeah, I'm like, I'm just gonna get it. What do you get? What do you think? Are you guys? First of all, I know all about how America is doing with vaccinations. I know all about how the UK is doing. What's the deal with Canada?
Total shit show, fam.
Really? I'm surprised.
Total shit show. Like, it's bad. It's bad. And
Really?
and I can speak for Ontario more so, but around the country it's pretty bad because like for some reason they didn't work out any deals with the manufacturers to actually manufacture it here. So they're relying on the US to give them. And it's a problem because like the US obviously is going to prioritize the US. Like they'd be dumb not to. Like now we're getting apparently 5 million doses of Pfizer, I think. Um like they're literally saying, okay, they struck a deal to move up 5 million shipments from somewhere, I think in the fall to June, they're going to supply those. And because like Trudeau's in trouble, everyone's freaking out like, bro, what are you doing? And like they just didn't like, and apparently they have some deal to manufacture them in Canada, but the deal, like they'll only be able to manufacture some of them. I don't remember which one it is, but they're going to manufacture them in like August. And people are like, what is this? Like, we don't
I'm
have this
surprised.
thing.
I'm very, very surprised that Canada is having those issues. Like I'm very surprised, and actually I'm surprised that they would strike a deal with anything across the border to get this done. Because, like you said, any country is going to prioritize themselves. You know what I'm saying?
They did very badly, very
And
poorly.
this is a national thing. It's not like obviously you go directly to Pfizer or whoever and make those deals, but then I'm not sure how like priority works for the company itself. Obviously, Pfizer was the one contracted by the U.S. government to actually produce vaccine in the first place. So clearly, they have some affiliation with that, which is why it's all U.S. based. I'm very surprised that Canada hasn't, because you would expect Canada, you'd expect Trudeau to have done something good regarding that, but
they had a whole year. I mean, everyone has known about vaccine, research since January of last year, right?
Yeah.
Like since the day this thing hit, people were looking for vaccines. So you had a whole year to plan out a rollout. If you know that you won't be able to manufacture, because part of the problem is apparently Canada doesn't have the manufacturing setup or approved manufacturing setup for any of these companies to because they all have offices and manufacturing plants here anyway, but apparently they're not approved or whatever. So they had a whole year to figure out how they were going to do this, and they didn't. The other thing that annoys me is there are Canadian vaccines that are in phase 3 or phase 4, but it's like, okay, what's happening with those? Like what's up? And they apparently Canada struck deals with 5 or 6 vaccine makers before the vaccine came out. So it's like, of the 5, whoever, like, because I know they did with Astra, I know they did Pfizer, they did Johnson Johnson, they did whatever, Moderna. Where is it? You know what I mean? It's like the whole, like, I'll tell you how shitty it is. Amara got her as a pharmacist who works at a hospital. I expected she would have both shots by now. She got her first shot last month, and she was supposed to have her second shot, I think, like next week. They contacted her and said, you're going to get your second shot in June. I was like, what are you people doing?
What?
It's a mess.
Is that safe? Is that, I mean, obviously the recommended period is what it is, but like, I don't know enough to know if it's a problem that it's extended that much. Has Amara said that it's going to be an issue, or is it just doesn't really matter?
I think she's taking it as nothing she can do about it. But what the thing that concerns me is that when the 2 shots thing first came out, right? The first thing we ever heard was that you take one and then 2 weeks later you take the next one, and then the next thing we heard it was 4 weeks, and then it's just like the time period has increased and increased and increased, and I'm like, which is it? Is it that like it's okay to wait 4 months? That's what it would effectively be. Like, are we good within that time period, or is it just because you guys are incompetent and you're trying to dress this up? Like, which is it? So I would love to get my dad had his first AstraZeneca shot. When he comes back in a couple of weeks, he'll get the second one. For people over 60, it's easier to do. But for the rest of us, I don't know when I'm gonna get it. You'll probably have yours. Like, I'll be still waiting like for what's going on.
Yeah, really I'm supposed to have mine on Saturday, first one, and then my second one will be on the 26th. So that's like 3 weeks after.
Mhm.
So I
That's
mean,
still
and
good.
yeah, it's good, and I'm hoping. I mean, I haven't heard of anyone so far getting like a 2 dose one that hasn't gotten the second dose, because I
Mhm.
feel like they make you register for both doses at the same time.
Mhm.
So they must have a system of reserving your second one or making sure you have a second one in the future. So they better not call me and tell me any rubbish about there's no
Nah, I
second
think you're
one.
good.
So
I I I
yeah,
I think you're good.
yeah, that was interesting, Sha. I just thought it was something that I wanted to bring up, because I definitely said I wasn't gonna get it. I remember saying that I was gonna wait for like a year, see what's shaking, see where the issues arise, whatever. But has Amara said anything about like after effects or anything? Because like my mom is of the opinion that childbearing age women shouldn't take it, something like that.
Um,
The typical thing, of that sort.
no, I think she said her arm was heavy for like a day, and that was
Yeah,
it. Which you sometimes you get that with like any injection.
any injection,
You
exactly.
know,
I
I
mean,
don't
but we
think
don't.
she's worried about that.
I mean, but the problem is we don't even know anything about like long-term effects because no one knows. It's not been long-term enough.
Yeah,
No one's gonna ever know. So yeah, I
we'll
guess
we'll,
it's
we'll
just
find out soon enough. I guess
exactly.
all together. But
We'll
it was
look
my
at
dad I
that.
was curious about because like as an older man, I was curious to see what, and he got AstraZeneca.
Mhm.
Um, nothing. He literally got nothing. So we'll see. And the Astra one is very weird in that I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all, but I think a
Mhm.
lot of people are freaking out about AstraZeneca. So, for example, some provinces in Canada have said that they're not going to give AstraZeneca to people over 50. They're suspending it for people over 55.
Mhm.
And I think last week there was stuff about blood clots
Blood
potentially,
clots, yeah. Yeah.
which were not found. Like there was
It
not
was
enough
disproved.
evidence
Yeah.
exactly. And then
Yeah.
something else has come up, but again, they keep halting it because they're like, okay, let's go investigate this.
Mhm.
And like, no matter what, whether or not these things are founded or not, AstraZeneca's own is done because like people are not going to trust it at this
Yeah.
point. Like, even if it's proven that this was all just bullshit, like their PR is taking a very bad hit for something that's already sensitive to people, right? So,
See, that's the problem, like, because that's what they're dishing out to Nigeria like it's water. And that's
mm,
another thing that's good in Nigeria that's making people skeptical. Is like, first of all, nobody knew that Nigeria had that much to be because it seems like everybody's getting in Nigeria,
mm-hmm,
right? Unless we're just focusing on the cities, but still, a lot of people are getting it. A lot of people that we know. So maybe again, a small set of people, but
mm-hmm,
still, like my in-laws told me that somebody in Arundel is getting it.
mm-hmm,
Got it from somewhere there. You know what I'm saying? So
mm-hmm,
like, for it to be that widespread, first of all, Nigeria being notorious for being Nigeria, are they
mm-hmm.
fakes? Are they counterfeits? Are they just giving out water as vaccine? The way they're readily giving out to anybody that comes. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Are they watering it down? That kind of thing. You would hope they're not doing anything like that, but like, and then it was only one drug that's the AstraZeneca. No, nothing else. I don't think anybody
Mm-hmm.
else has anything else. So it's those kind of things that come into your mind and you're like, okay, something wrong here, or do you just have faith and do it? And I guess you just have to have faith. My dad took his Astra last week,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know, man. It's
yeah.
scary. I mean, Nigeria particularly is scary regarding these things because I didn't even think about it, but like, yeah, the amount of fake drugs we have generally, to assume that everything is okay,
This
with
is
what they're
that's a
giving out.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can do is to hope that the place that you're like you kind of have to go on the reputation of the place where you're taking it at, right?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
best that you can do. Because for us,
yeah,
if we were in Port Harcourt, we go to Shaw Hospital, I'd be pretty convinced with that. But
yeah.
like if you're talking about the village and stuff, like okay, I
That's
might
what I'm saying.
I might ask some questions,
That's what I'm saying. How they get them? How that supply over there? How they store it to get to the village? Like, what I'm saying? It's
If it's
pretty
got to
cool.
be frozen,
It's
right?
pretty cool if they actually did, but like how?
Hmm.
But then again, want to clarify the location that the person did it at is a hospital or clinic set up by one of the rich people in the village
Hmm.
that serves the whole place. So it's possible that they found their way to get the vaccine into the village, and it's good vaccine. But
It's
anyways,
it's possible, and like we're gonna. I trust the process, but
yeah,
as for example, we like my family through our foundation in my brother's name, we revamped this health center in the village, right?
yeah,
And we put solar panels there. And the only reason for the solar panels really is not to power the place for AC and stuff. It's to power the fridges and the freezers where they put medicines that need to be frozen like that. It's like a huge chest of some, medical
yeah,
storage.
yeah.
But there was a time last year where the solar panels, in Nigeria, they don't maintain anything. But the solar panel failed, and we had to get someone there pretty much like urgently. I think it was the next day. We, emergency get the person over there from Port Harcourt to come to the village to fix it. And in my mind, I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, even for one day, that can't happen in this circumstance. You probably
Yeah.
have to throw those vials out
Away, yeah, or
at
like,
that point.
and that might be the thing. The reason why a lot of people are rushing to give it out because, every day there's spoilage, and if you know that there might be spoilage, everybody just come and take it, come and take it, come and take it. It's even happening here too. Like if they have an expiry date for the stuff and they need to give it out, people are calling like their friends or whatever to come and take it as soon as possible. So yeah,
I saw something here where because they're obviously trying to go for the older people first, and then I don't know where in Canada, but in a certain place, like the older people were just not coming to get the thing, so they were like, "Listen, we have XYZ number, like I think like I'll make it up, 50 vials of this. If you sign up now, you can come and get this thing in 30 minutes." I was like, why the rush if you can freeze it? But maybe like they've been out. I don't know. Like there's a lot to this, I guess, that's going on. But I hope to get mine soon because I will be real. The minute like me, Amara, and PJ, well, do babies get vaccinated? Yeah, they would. Like the minute we can all get vaccinated, fam, like even for her, I feel bad. I just want to go to Calgary just to see her parents because it's been more than a year, like since they saw him. She hasn't seen them.
Let me ask you a question. Why is travel restricted that much in Canada?
No, you can go anywhere, but I personally like don't feel very comfortable going to a province that's run by far right people who have no, they just don't give a shit about their own people. Like I'm like,
let me ask you this though. For stuff like that, the national rules for travel apply. So for you, I'm just saying specifically for you, airport to plane to the house. That's it. That's how you have to think about it. And just do that and you'll be fine. Trust me. We've gone to Mexico, came back, no COVID. We've gone to Amsterdam, came back, no COVID. Trust me, don't. I'm telling you, my advice people now. I mean, I understand that it's scary, but don't restrict yourself from traveling and seeing people because take your precautions, use your masks, clean yourself, isolate in the house when you get there, test yourself before you leave, stuff like that. But don't like restrict yourself because whatever. I mean, Texas is almost as conservative as anywhere in the world, but
that's true.
And if you can still go out, they've taken off the mask mandates in Texas, but you still go out, people are still wearing masks. Every establishment, people are still wearing masks. There's obviously places in rural Texas that are probably going to revolt. I saw some videos of people in Austin revolting. Austin is not rural, so it depends on where you are and who's crazy and who's not.
Right.
So, but I honestly, that's one thing that I'm glad I didn't let the pandemic do too much is restrict my movements. But then again, when I think about it, my movement has only been in this year, right? I think it's this year.
That's true.
So it's not been as if the whole of last year, I don't think I did too much moving around. So it's been measured, but
I see that. The main thing for me is like I have no reason to be anywhere, but I do feel bad that like they've not seen PJ and we've not seen them in more than a year now because it was February last year that they saw him for the first time, not the first time, but like he was in Calgary. Right. So like now I feel bad, and like Amara's birthday is coming up, so I
Mhm.
feel I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like we should do it. It's me that's the hold up, really, more than anything else. It's
No,
me.
don't fear, my bro. Trust me. I'm telling. Trust me. I won't stray you wrong. Just take your test beforehand. Go. Stay at home. Don't go anywhere else. That's one thing you have to do. Don't do anything you don't have to do. Right,
Mhm.
and then come back and do the same thing at home, and you're good. Trust me. You know.
Yeah.
So just take a chance. I'm really. I feel you on the feeling bad for them because my parents obviously haven't seen Kaima since she was born. No, we went to Nigeria, so they saw her in
Mhm.
Nigeria. Other than that, they haven't. Amaka's parents have had. They spent time with her, and she knows them. That kind of thing. But my parents,
Mhm.
she hasn't. So it's been really, really tough for them. I feel
Yeah.
bad about that. Um, but yeah, what can you do? They are not American citizens, so they can't come to America. Even my dad, on a British passport, can't come to America
Really?
easily. He can actually. You're right.
Yeah,
Actually, he
because like
probably can.
America is the border is open now, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. So, but is
But
it
it's
open
still
to
you have to get
Nigeria
on the
too?
plane. Like it's from Nigeria. Like if I
Yeah,
bet you it's not. They don't. I bet they don't even have the direct flights anymore. Like
yeah, they
it's
don't. They probably don't. They probably don't.
yeah.
And the isolation rules and all those kind of things, because even looking at people that are going back to Nigeria, the things they have to do for the Nigerian government is good because they're making you do those things, but still it's annoying. Like
Mhm. It's a
it's
hassle.
it's like you have to get tested 4 days before you leave wherever you're leaving from. One,
Mhm.
then when you get the test, you have to upload it onto the website that they provided, and then at that point, book an appointment for 7 days after you land to go and get tested again.
Mhm.
And then in those 7 days, obviously, you're supposed to stay in the same place, and then
Yeah.
you have to pay for that test because Nigeria know they give free
Mhm.
test.
Mhm.
You have to pay for that test. So all that you have to do and present both electronic copy and hard copy at the airport, which Nigerians always doing duplicate copy. I don't get it.
It's
But
so annoying.
all that kind of stuff is just annoying just to get back to Nigeria. But and then you can imagine that I heard that people were kicked off a Virgin Atlantic flight from London. So they left from America to London and then the
Mhm.
connecting flight to Nigeria. They were told they can't enter because of they didn't do all the stuff that they were supposed to do. So it's pretty serious. It's not people are taking it seriously. They're not letting you go to Nigeria without having done
Oh,
all these things.
okay.
So it's good, but it's very annoying. For me, the most annoying thing is that I have to pay for all these things. I mean, it's a money grab at this point.
Of course it is. I even heard that some people like on Twitter as people are talking about side operations to sell vaccines. I'm like,
Farm,
it's really really crazy.
farm, anything to
Really
make money
crazy.
from this thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. In addition to crazy things that happened this week, Old Town Road Boy. You know,
Eee. Lil
I don't
Nas
really
X.
want. I don't really want to spend too much time on this one because I'm not really too bothered. I'll be honest with you. Anyways, share your views because I know you wanted to sound out about it and say some stuff.
I mean, this Lil Nas X thing has the. All I'll say is a lot of people have disappointed me with their takes on Lil Nas X. A lot of people have disappointed me, and if I shouldn't even say that because I would say the people I expected to say certain things have saying certain things. I'm like, why do we allow ourselves to get so distracted by this? Like, I was even talking to Amara, and like,
I'm
she gets
bothered.
where I'm coming from, but she doesn't
I'm
necessarily
bothered.
agree with me all the way.
Mhm.
It's like I don't care, and like, don't
Exactly.
not caring like about him is to some people it's
A
bad.
problem. Yeah, yeah.
Like
I know.
I don't get it. He's trolling you. Like
Yep.
why are you allowing him to troll you? I don't
Yep.
understand.
Once you frame your mind that this is somebody who is probably not he's probably in his early 20s,
Hmm.
right? Who everything he's doing since he came out, I don't mean came out as gay, I mean came out
Hmm.
in public eye, has been one revolt after the other.
Yeah,
Or one I don't want to even say one to say revolt because that would mean me saying that he said he
it's just
came
one
out as
troll
gay.
after like that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So like there's nothing more to expect. I'm almost certain. I can't judge, but I can't say that he is saying that he's a Satan worshiper because of what he did. But he knows who is going to trigger. He knows what is going to be the buzz around town, and that's the whole point. Is that he wants to be spoken about, and you're giving him exactly what he wants. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And for those who don't know, Lil Nas X has a song called Montero, or something like that. And in the video, he's lap dancing the devil, like the devil's like eating his ass or something. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty raunchy. I watched it.
Mhm.
I watched a clip of it, and I was like, well, all right, this is pretty dumb, but okay. And like he released these like satanic Nikes, which Nike is
Special
now
edition.
suing the company that made that altered them. This Nike is suing them,
First of
and
all,
they had like drops of blood in the shoes, quote unquote. And I'm like, okay.
I have a question for you. How does that happen where Nike is not the final producer of those shoes? I never understood that. I know it's possible, but how does that work? Do you have an idea?
Yeah. Nike makes the shoe and then someone modifies the shoe and then sells it. It's
Well,
actually a very big thing in the sneaker business, right? Like
yeah,
you.
I mean, it's very elaborate because for me, the reason why I'm saying it because the box has Nike on it, but it's
Mhm,
obviously a modified box. You
mhm.
know, the shoe itself is clearly Nike, but it is very well done. But maybe because they actually are manufacturers, but they're just taking the Nike shoe and then adding stuff onto it,
Yeah.
right? To me, everybody was canceling Nike and saying Nike is fucked up for this, but clearly Nike didn't do it. Like it wasn't a Nike production from their actual corporate, right? So at first I thought it was actually Nike that did it, but then when you hear the real story, it's like I was wondering why would Nike make a deal with this guy to do this?
The thing is, from Nike's side, it's all publicity, right? Like because
Oh yeah.
there are all these companies do this, and Nike is very well aware of them. If they like what the people are doing, they'll just keep quiet because it helps their
Mhm.
brand. Like, this hurt their brand, and they're
Mhm.
like, "Hey, we didn't author." Like now, it's like, "Hey, okay, let's sue you." But I think to the main point, my my thing is, if you really think about this, right? Let's say he's not trolling, for instance.
Mhm.
Like, and I put this on my story and I stand by it. And luckily, some people have agreed with me. People who I didn't expect, who were hyper religious, who didn't expect them to agree with me, but they did. So I feel
Mhm.
good. And the pastor said the same thing actually, is that we created this. Like
Mhm.
we have to understand that if he is trolling us, he's trolling us because Christians, for the longest time, physically, psychologically abused and bullied, harassed, in some cases killed. In Nigeria, we jailed homosexuals for 14 years, and in some
Mhm.
places, you die as a result
Mhm.
of being gay. These things happen to these people, which are not biblical. The Bible, like you can say that if we want to, that this is not Christian behavior, but there's
Mhm.
nowhere especially in the gospel, that it says that you should die or be vilified or be destroyed mentally and physically for partaking in this type of behavior. In
The
fact, that's
Bible
anti
says
what it
exactly the
says.
opposite. Exactly. It says
Exactly.
exactly the opposite. The Bible says do your work to bring everyone in or just love everyone equally the same way.
Yeah.
You know,
Even if you do
just
consider it a sin, right? Like
exactly.
even if you do consider it a sin, like let's just imagine. I know some people don't believe it is, and that's fine. Like let's say it is.
Mhm.
Let's leave that on the table and say it is. Like, don't we all commit sins all the time? We lie, we
Mhm.
steal, we even getting angry at your spouse, for example, and shouting at her is a sin.
Mhm.
Like, but like we don't vilify the person for it.
Mhm.
But I'm saying, to make all things equal, if you consider that a sin, aren't you supposed to bring them in and treat them with love? But
Mhm.
we cast them out and we insult them. So like when
Mhm.
you do all that in the name of God, right? Like, and someone decides to react and to
Mhm.
troll you and to get you in your feelings, your
Mhm.
first thought is, man, we're in the end times. Like
Mhm.
what? Like what? And what offended me, and why I'm kind of irritated when I see people say like this existence of this shoe, the existence of this satanic shoe is a sign that the world is collapsing, that we are in a state of moral decay. I'm like, were we not in a state of moral decay during World War One, World War Two, when they dropped nukes on people in Japan, when the people were using the Bible to justify slavery and take
Mm-hmm.
people across the oceans, and we talked about boats and all that. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
have problems with that. Were we not in end times then? Like what? Like
Mm-hmm.
where? Why is someone wearing this shoe and trolling you the end time scenario when we've actually? I'm not saying we're better people. I'm just saying that
Mm-hmm.
we've had more catastrophic things
Progress.
happen in this world.
Yep.
That
Yep.
this is where you draw the line. Like,
Yep.
I beg.
Yep. Honestly, like I told you before, one thing that I hate to talk about or don't like to debate is religion because there's so much hypocrisy in religion. I'm a
Mhm.
Catholic. I'm not practicing as much as I should be or I want to be, but I'm a Catholic. That's what I believe. But I know what the Catholic Church has stood for, what it has done, what it
Mhm.
can be used to do. I know what general Christianity has done, can be used to do. I know what Islam has done, can be used to do. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that are anti what's taught genuinely in the Bible and in the Quran that people do in the name of that said Bible or Quran. And it's all hypocritical and it's all against what you're supposed to be doing. But as long as they feel like they're doing it for God, then they don't really care how you feel about it. And it makes no sense to me. It makes no
Mhm.
sense to me. It's when I see people more and more these days, I'm seeing more posts, random posts of people saying that they now are anti-religion. They believe in higher powers, but never joining a church or going to church. I don't blame them because
I
it
understand.
can it can skew your spirituality. It can skew what you believe. It can make you act like you're better than, but then by acting better than, you're actually committing sin yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's crazy. The contradictions are incredible.
I
Um,
understand where those people are coming from. Like, I just can't imagine that a troll offends you more than cover up of pedophilia in the priesthood. Like,
of course, yeah.
I don't get it. Like, when those stories come out, because there was even a recent one, right? Like when
Hmm.
those stories come out, where are the tweets?
Hmm.
Where are the Instagram posts? Where are the
Hmm.
stories? Like, no. But
Hmm.
a known troll decides, I'm gonna get these Christians mad, and then that's what you pay attention to. Like,
Yep. Yep.
I don't have time for
Even
that.
even take it out of Catholics. Look at pastors that sleep with all the women. Tell them they need to sleep with them to give them whatever they were praying for. The pastors that obviously embezzling money or hoarding money, from from their constituents or whatever. It's all hypocrisy. It's all small mindedness. It's all human beings just wanting to be sheep and to be led and believing whatever some person who says that they are whatever
Hmm.
says. You know what I'm saying? And it's ridiculous. It's
And
ridiculous.
think about it this way: I'm seeing a lot of conservatives, right? Liberals are doing their thing too, but I see a lot of conservatives coming out in anger, right? Because they have to look at like the super religious ones, which is irritating to me. But they come out and they say a lot of stuff like, "Oh, first it was WAP, and now it's this, the moral decay," and I'm like, Jerry Falwell Jr., the guy who founded or is at least the head honcho of Liberty University, a
Mm-hmm.
Christian university, a Trump supporter, and an evangelical pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows him in the right. This man who came out and said that like everyone should have their guns so they can shoot the Muslims when they show up, but that's a different thing. This guy left the church and left the board of the university because he was found out that he was in an open relationship where his houseboy was having sex with his wife and he's sitting in the corner jerking off to it.
Yep.
Like, don't come to me with this, because when people come out with this, right, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, listen, this guy is trolling, sure, but if we want to talk about Satan for a second,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Satan works by making you do evil things. And
Mhm.
what this guy does is evil. What is all
Mhm.
these other things that we talked about, wars, embezzlements, everything, that is the devil. If you look
Mhm.
at it, actually, that's what it is. So you decided to take the troll who can't hurt you in actual fact,
Mhm. Mhm.
and put your attention there. Miss me with that bullshit.
Yep. Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like religion topic to me. I mean, obviously, one day we'll have to have a proper religion talk, but like to me, it just makes my head hot. It just makes me like frustrated. It just pisses me off because it's like you know some of the things are just like contradictory and so selfish and so. How can you think you're right about everything? Whatever you think is right, even if it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. But anyways, whatever.
we'll
Forget that.
we'll we'll save the rest of it because we still have to when we get our this week. Hopefully, we lock down our guest Chike and we talk
Mhm.
marriage a little bit, and we'll talk about Derek Jackson with an X and how his wife's helmet of God.
um, she looked disheveled. She looked in prison. She looked like a cross between a celeb babe, but celeb they were white. So
Yeah.
what do you call it? Jehovah's Witness. Covering her head, and she looked the way he was holding her arm. In fact, let's not talk about it too much. We'll talk
All I
about
know is
it
that Stockholm. I know Stockholm syndrome when I
when
see
you see
it.
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
we'll elaborate on that in the next episode with our guest Chike.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, on a lighter note, to finish off, we just wanted to talk briefly about what we've been watching. I don't think we'll have time to talk about everything, but I really wanted to talk about the first 3 episodes of Invincible because, bruh, the end of that first episode was litty.
Yo, that show
Sorry,
was
guys.
wild.
If you haven't watched it, please, you can stop here, whatever. We'll put a time mark or whatever. 56 minutes is when we start talking about Invincible. But, bruh, that's last scene in episode 1 was incredible. In
When he
fact,
killed all the man them,
fam, fam.
when he squeezed that guy's brain, I was like, fucking hell.
I think to me the worst death was the Batman, the Black Batman guy, where he
Where
slammed him on the floor and just crushed him and slammed him again, like the Hulk did to Loki that time, and flung him at the Green Babe, and he was just like a bag of bones.
I saw a tweet where they were like, if Superman actually cared, this is how Batman vs Superman would have actually ended.
exactly, exactly.
Oh man,
But
the
it's
show is
such a
wild.
so Invincible is a new comic superhero series, and the whole Invincible character is relatively new too, right? It's like in the last 15 years was
Yeah.
created by some independent guy. It's not a Marvel, it's not a DC, it's not any of
Mhm.
that. It's its own thing. You
Yeah.
know, it's more adult superhero brought up by Amazon, at least the animated series. It's a comic
Mhm.
already, and Amazon, kudos to them because they already have The Boys,
Mhm.
they already have all these adult superhero shows. So I think that's pretty
Stuff that
cool.
we like.
Exactly. But like this honestly, everything from the beginning, from the way they look is on the anime spectrum.
Mhm.
It's like well drawn. The movements are pretty good. It's lit. Everything's done and it's very violent. Do they use cuss words in this? Right? I think they
I
do.
think they do. I think they do.
I think
I,
they
I
do.
I remember them doing that, especially that one arrogant. I don't know if he's half black. Is it Rex? What's his name?
Oh, the
Uh,
the Gambit type of guy.
yeah. Okay. You know what? The show is wild, right?
He's
And like there was one thing that stuck in my mind has bugged me is my dude was having a tryst with
with
duplicate. It's 3 women, but it's the
duplicate.
same. It's like the one woman who can clone herself. I was like, fam, that's lit, man. That's
the,
crazy.
the question is always like, did he have a foursome, a threesome, or was it just regular? Because the same person takes 3 times. Like, what do you term that? It's crazy. That was crazy. That was
He
crazy.
now came to beg for forgiveness from his girlfriend after. I'm like, fam. After that, man, even you have to
Wow,
have the knowledge to walk away from this situation.
wow,
Now the
crazy.
show is lit. I don't even want to go into details because I want people to,
Yeah, to watch
like,
it. Yeah.
I was honestly watching it like, huh? Like, what am
Hmm.
I seeing?
Hmm.
And I'm actually offended that they only put out 3 episodes because I've
Yeah,
been
I mean,
waiting. I'm not
and the
having
thing
this any
is,
fun.
I don't know why they did that because now I'm looking at the scheduling and it's like here on out it's gonna be one a week.
One?
I think, or are they gonna bring it out?
No. They have to put like at least 3. This is not the type of show that you do one. People are
So
no.
wait, you think it's gonna be?
No, I think you're right, but I'm saying like it's gonna be a problem to people.
Yeah,
Put all that shit out there.
they brought out all three, and then I'm looking at the Wikipedia. It says 4, 5, 6, 7 on different weeks, like every week, all the way to the end of April. So it's eight episodes in total. Why they would do three at a jump, I guess it's pretty cool to just get you hooked and then keep
They
you
succeeded.
waiting.
They succeeded.
Exactly. So, but I really want to look into the guys, like the person that created it's like his backstory and stuff, because
Is it
you
Mark
know
Millar who created it? Because
I don't know.
let me see. Oh, Robert Kirkman. Oh, him. I don't know.
Kirkman, yeah,
I was thinking it was Mark Millar who, but
yeah, but like I even need. I mean, I can't even begin to say that I am like that hard a comic guy that I'm gonna go find his comics and read it. But I really want to understand what the end game is. I think he's obviously gonna have some sort of Omni Man and his people are world conquerors in real truth. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? And he's gonna try to bring his son in, but his son is too human to concord to that. So he's gonna be at odds with his father and his father's people.
hmm
And the whole balance between how much human am I versus how much superhero am I. We could already see that from the first
yeah,
episode.
there's definitely someone mind controlled him in that first episode, and I want.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't think
Oh,
so.
you think he did that like on purpose like that?
I think one theory I've seen watching YouTube or whatever, but it makes sense to me, is that the way Omni Man described his people as when they come of age, they go to different worlds and help them,
hmm
whatever, is actually a ploy to get into the world and then take it over.
mm mm mm
So, also to procreate, or they'll know when they're supposed to like start taking over. It's not just immediately.
hmm
So I think once his son got the powers, it's like, okay, now I can bring you in to take over this world. Let me go start the process. But what's going to backfire is that his son is not gonna,
You're not
be
gonna want to
fully,
do that,
not gonna
right?
be fully on board because he's part human. You know what I
Okay,
mean? So
okay.
that's a theory that's floating out there, is that Omni Man's world are actually world conquerors and not like saviors. They don't
That would
just
be
do
interesting.
for charity. Yeah. So
That would be
because
interesting.
I've seen posters and pictures of like other men from Omni Man's world
hmm
that are bigger than him
hmm
that are supposed to come in the next few episodes,
hmm
and it's like, well, bruh. But
Okay.
I like everything about it. I like the voicing of J.K. Simmons. It's very interesting. I didn't realize the woman was Sandra Oh,
Yeah, I
and then
noticed that in the credits.
also Mark Grayson is actually Stephen Yeun, who I've seen him in other things before,
Yeah,
but
it's a good
that was
cast.
interesting to
It's a
me.
very good
Yeah,
cast.
very 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 good cast. And also one thing I want to say is what was I going to say? The way the guy obviously took things from different other comic books characters,
You can
like
tell
very,
that there's a whole
very
Justice League
obvious.
thing, like
Very obvious.
right
Justice
there.
League is a whole Wonder Woman. Obviously that
hmm
other guy.
There's
Yeah,
Batman. There's a Flash.
Batman? Yeah, the Flash. What's it called? Rapid or something like that.
Red Rapid or
Red
some.
Rage or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then the guy that he cut his head off. forget what he's called, but apparently he may not be dead. He may not be
Oh,
dead.
the guy they tried to they put his head in
Put
the.
his head in the thing. Yeah, his name.
Ah,
His name apparently tells you that he's not. He's not Red Rush, Darkwing, Immortal. Yeah,
oh,
Immortal is his
okay.
name. Apparently, it's loosely based on Aquaman.
Interesting.
But apparently the name Immortal means that he's
That he finds ways to come back, I guess.
yeah, exactly. So, but then again, did Omni-Man cut his head off to prevent that? Maybe that's the thing.
No, because like when the agents came, they're like, quick, put his head in here, like
Yeah, yeah.
and I wondered what meaning that actually had.
And
So
why it was only his that they did that for.
yeah,
It
because
was
they
only
did
him that
bury
did it
him,
for.
or maybe it's just you know, so they buried him, quote unquote. You know what I mean? But they didn't
But
really, maybe.
they didn't do it for anyone. Like they encased his body in some kind of cryo floating thing and his head separately in a different box. Every other person they cleaned up regularly. They didn't do any of that for anybody else.
So they probably
No.
just like as an illusion. They didn't actually bury him like that. Like they
No.
just for public sake.
So they probably know that he has regenerative power, and it's probably going to be the key to breaking the case. Obviously, Also, that weird satanic detective.
There's too much Satan in this world right now, fam.
But yeah, it's very very good show. It's just everyone watch it if they can. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Pretty good.
Real quick, I'll just put this out here. I'm not into Falcon and Winter Soldier like that.
Why?
Like I listen, I tried, but like I got bored. Like I found myself like on my phone. Like I the last episode, I understood the significance of it. They went to see the first actual
Avenger.
whatever.
Super soldier, yeah.
Yeah, they tied it back to race and how they experience on black people. I got it. But I was like, I don't care about Sam. I don't care about Bucky. And this guy, Kurt Russell's son, I don't care about him either. Like, there's no one for me to
that's
care
Kurt
about.
Russell's son. He does look like him.
Yeah, he
does look like him.
The thing is, I don't know why. Falcon I've always had a problem with Falcon. Like, he's an asshole. Like,
that's your issue. I think you just don't like that character of your Marvel characters, which you're a DC guy anyways. So of your Marvel characters, you probably
he's the worst.
Rate them at the lowest.
he's the worst. Like Bucky, I can care a little bit, just a little bit, because I find his story quite interesting. He's dark, he's conflicted, he goes to therapy. Like, I find him interesting. Sam, I'm like, you're just a bitch. Like, you just gave up. Like, you didn't want to be Captain America because you have imposter syndrome. Fuck out of here. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me, and I'm trying to give it a shot because I've heard that some cameos are coming. That way, ooh, we already had that WandaVision, but sorry. Before I go on, WandaVision I like because I cared about what she was going through.
Yeah.
Like, even though I thought there was a lot wrong with it, but I really cared about her situation. And my annoyance was I wanted them to dig deep into the psychological aspect of her a bit more. Yeah. But I cared about her to get to that point. But these guys, I don't give a shit.
See, but I get it. But like, I really like what they're doing with this somehow because, first of all, every episode has had that race thing in there, and I know that Falcon's story becomes a race story in the comics too when he takes up the mantle and how people didn't want him to and stuff like that. So they're playing up for that, even bringing up this Isaiah, whatever his name is, the first super soldier, whatever, who was black, who was not publicized because he was black. Bringing all that up, the way Marvel's moving with these shows is pretty profound. Like they're speaking to current times, which they've always kind of done anyways. But also relevant to the canon. So it's pretty It's pretty nice to see. I'm seeing it as a 6 hour long movie rather than
That's how they want you to see it too.
so that's why I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. I'm actually okay with it. I'm watching it with interest.
I think they're touching on subjects, in my opinion, that are a bit more controversial because Marvel is Disney. Disney likes to be squeaky clean, but in the Disney Plus show, you can take a few more risks. Because I think WandaVision as a movie would have scared some children. I feel like, and this is touching on things that are pretty deep, and for Disney on the big screen theaters, I don't think they want to go there. I think they just want kids to have a good time. So I appreciate that. I think my problem simply is Sam Wilson. Like I don't that character. I don't care for that character.
So is it a character or is it Anthony Mackie you don't like? Which one is it? Be honest.
You know the thing. I think like I don't like him as an actor. I feel like I watched this movie, The Banker, and I was like, fam, I don't believe you.
I feel you.
I don't think he's a good. I think he's Anthony Mackie. If you know what I mean. Like he's not the Falcon, or he's not Papa Doc. He's just Anthony Mackie, and I don't care, and I can't see something like his stupid face that we keep seeing on Twitter.
Exactly. You know, honestly, that's the reason why I haven't watched The Banker. That's the reason why I didn't watch that. What's the name of that show that he did that he gave his friend?
Is it Altered Carbon or?
No, he did also Carbon, but he did, which I don't know why they do that thing where they switch characters. Like, why couldn't they just leave the Altered Carbon guy as the original guy from the first season? I don't like that stuff. But anyways, no, what's the name of those psychedelic shows that they have on Netflix?
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. The Black Mirror one where he and whatever were friends and they were gay.
I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that. I don't even want to watch it because I'm like, that's weird. Like you guys sleeping with each other in the game and then it translating to your real life. Like it's, to me, it's just too much. I think it's too much. It's too much. I think. I'm not trying to watch that, please.
Yeah, I can't see, like you just mentioned Yahya Abdul-Mateen, right? To me, that's an actor. Like Anthony Mackie, I'm not.
Is it just because of the role he did in Watchmen that you are so like impressed with him?
No, I've seen him in.
Way good with him at Black Manta, for real. Be honest.
Yeah. But like the thing is, here's the thing.
Oh, whack.
Well, the thing is, I liked him in Aquaman, but the thing is, Black Manta was such a limited part that like I didn't have to care personally about him. In Watchmen, I liked him a lot. There was another thing I saw him in. Oh, in The Get Down, which is a show on Netflix. That was the first place I ever saw him. And then I heard he was getting. I was like, yo, this guy's good. But Anthony Mackie, that's his face. Like I don't know.
You're seeing too many Twitter memes of his face and his smirk. That's the problem.
I can't, man.
You can't take it.
Like I'm trying to think of if they made a show about War Machine, Don Cheadle, I'm down because that's an actor. Like I don't know. This guy is not an actor to me. But anyway, we'll leave it there.
This poor guy. Well, he gets a lot of roles, so he is a good actor. But I guess you just don't appreciate him. His face is too annoying. I guess.
it's always they say he looks like someone who's holding in laughter all the time.
All the time, yeah, it's true.
Also, his voice is so distinct that like it bugs me. I don't know. You know, let me know.
I watched the movie with him and Idris.
Oh, that one on Netflix? I turned that off after 2 minutes. I saw it was him.
It was trash. But I watched it anyways.
I watched the first 5 minutes where the guy disobeyed the order. And I was like, I'm out.
Trash. It was trash. That being said, I need to watch. What's Idris's show? Snowfall.
I hear good things.
I hear very good things too. Or maybe I'll treat it like The Godfather. So like what do you call it? Sopranos. I'll not watch it while it's on.
Yeah, what binge?
I'll watch it later. Yeah. Anyways, man, It's been a good one. We didn't for something we didn't really know we were going to do today. I actually like the discussion.
Yeah, a lot of fun. I didn't think I'd talk about Anthony Mackie this much, but it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. But yeah, thanks, man. Again, everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah,
Yep,
look out for next week's episode. It's going to be pretty good. We're
it is.
excited to have this guest. We've been promising to have him on for a while, so we hope you guys will enjoy it also.
Yep.
Look out for that.
Yep. Thanks, guys, for rocking with me. The spirits. Where's our spirits? Spirits in my house somewhere over here.
That side.
On this side, down here.
Yeah, that side. Yeah.
It's really freaky. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right.
All right, bro. Peace. Welcome to the Talk Shop.